got him. Nice.
Someone finally. Wait, did it just fire multiple times? It didn't need to reload? I'm so confused at this kind of gun that this is.
It's just what?
What the hell?
What?
Is it an enemy? Oh, okay. There's blue and red on it. I don't know if it's an enemy or not. Can I go into a vehicle and help someone? This one? Here we are. Oh, let's go. Oh!
Yeah, a lot of streamers have expressed their concerns and are absolutely done with the game, including Asmongold. Asmongold said he's never playing Battlefield 6 again.
This fucking game again. Massive waste of time. Good game though. Game's great. Game's great. No, the game's it's a high quality good game. But like, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe it sounds like cringe to say, but it makes me feel really bad to play the game because I feel like I'm just losing and I'm just awful.
Streamer that is simply done with Call of Duty and a lot of people are flaming him is actually DSP next to Asmongold. DSP said he is sticking to COD and never coming back to Battlefield. It's way too hard for him and it's way too weird, he's saying. You know, the controls don't match, the pros are god tier, they already know the full game, and just simply put, he feels the game is too hard and boring.
How did I die instantly?
Streamer DSP is not happy with Battlefield and will stick to Black Ops 7.
How did I die instantly? How the fuck am I instantly dead? When I popped out of cover and fired on him, I'm instantly dead. What the fuck is wrong with games today? Really? You understand what fun is? How am I supposed to have fun when everyone just instantly kills me and I have no chance to shoot anything? Fucking stupid.
Streamer DSP is done with Battlefield 6, blames the movements, blames the aim. One misconception people have with Battlefield is that it is a noob-friendly game or beginner-friendly game. It's absolutely not that. The tanks are monstrous. They could eat you alive, and the one who controls the tank could probably get 30 kills in a match. Next up is that time to kill is super fast. Destruction can kill you left and right, and destruction being more prominent, it just means that more people can kill you faster in different ways. Sniping across the maps is also now possible, which made a lot of people very frustrated, and I personally think it is not for beginners, and that's made a lot of streamers quit who never played FPS before or just didn't play much Battlefield.
Spawn where someone's already shooting me, or I fire on them first and I just die anyway. Wow, that's just such fun gameplay.
That's called a skill issue, Phil.
So yeah, Battlefield is more of like a close quarter combat type style where you drive your vehicles around, while Call of Duty is even a faster dopamine rush. You can't really hide in Call of Duty. There, camping is gone now in Black Ops 7. It used to be in Black Ops 6, but in Black Ops 7 I couldn't notice that. And this is where Black Ops 7 wins. It's like fast matches, fast triggers of dopamine, while Battlefield should be more precise and a bit slower. But a lot of these streamers are going in head first and then getting shocked that they get shot at. Even though some points, you know, they take hours or maybe 30 minutes or 20 minutes to actually retake.
Can you see anything? Can you see anything? Look at the street. The street is full of smoke. I can't fucking do anything. How am I supposed to play the game?
Yes, I actually could see that guy, because as soon as he shot at you, a red dot appeared over his head, showing
So yeah, the red dot sight on his head is one thing, and the other thing we have here is just that the game overall has to be smokes and graphics. This is part of the game. It's called immersion. When you have and are shooting out there in the desert, of course there's gonna be smokes and grenades everywhere, and you know, anything can be destroyed, and a lot of Call of Duty players don't prefer that with fast TTK, like someone destroying a wall. This doesn't happen in the newer Battlefield or newer Call of Duty games. It didn't happen in older Battlefield games because the engine wasn't good enough. It doesn't happen in the new Call of Duty games because simply the engine is still tied to PS4. It was never Call of Duty style. They have no reason to add it anyway. It's all about close quarter combats that are already pre-built. Yeah, it does seem like a lot of streamers are quitting quitting Battlefield 6 and will not touch it again. But personally, I think those who stay, they're going to really enjoy it. A lot of Call of Duty creators like FaceSwag really do enjoy the game just because it's a fresh start and it makes Call of Duty learn. But I feel we will lose a large player base once people move to COD. Now, I could be totally wrong here because we saw the numbers. 50,000 versus 500,000 people is not even a competition at that point.
Crazy. It's gotten a little out of hand in my personal opinion. Me as a player, just a gamer itself, or anybody who plays Battlefield, we can play Battlefield however we want to play. For some reason, there's this kind of narrative where we have to play like Battlefield players. I don't even know what that means. Could someone in the comments tell me, what does that even mean, bro? Somebody said, how about you play Battlefield the right way? If the only rebuttal you have is play the objective, bro, I mean, I guess if I was rage baiting, I would say something like, that's a waste of talent. Bro, I'm not going there and regging you. I'm a COD player, bro. I know.
The funniest part is there's still backseat gamers who type into the Twitch chat, hey, could you please not run with the knife? I don't like that it looks like Call of Duty. Another funny part is FaceSwag wants to add perks and kill streaks, especially kill streaks like a UAV to Battlefield. Is this how war works? When suddenly you get a certain amount of kills, you call in a kill streak? No, and nobody really enjoys that and didn't enjoy those comments. They largely disagreed with him. But yeah, a lot of these streamers, you know, people are saying, don't do it. Don't listen to the streamers. The game is good right now. We just need more content. And we're going to be seeing how this ends up, but I'll keep you guys updated with more content pretty much soon.
No, I'm done. I'm uninstalling this shit. I'm never playing this fucking game.
Asma Gold on his Battlefield 6 gameplay.
No, I'm done. I'm uninstalling this shit. I'm never playing this fucking game again. Massive waste of time. Good game, though. Game's great. Game's great. No, the game's... It's a high-quality, good game. But, like, I'm going to be honest. Maybe it sounds like cringe to say, but it makes me feel really bad to play the game because I feel like I'm just losing and I'm just awful. Wait, I can just drive it.
So let us check. Is Asmongold truly the most awful player? I feel like this guy is very humble, especially a guy who lives in the same house after being a multi-millionaire. I definitely think it's not his fault if there's so many hackers in the game already, or there's many pro players joining from everywhere. We're going to be checking what Asmongold thinks of the game today.
Fucking idiot. That's what you get, bitch. Who's mad now? I'm a winner. Wait, hey. Wait, what are they doing? Why are they... Hey, I feel like I'm a mammoth. I'm getting hunted like a mammoth. Can I run him over? Whoa, wait, what? No, I got it. Can I run these guys? Hey. Hey. Your tank's on fire? What?
Oh yeah, Asmongold is pretty much starting over in any Battlefield game, and it's fun to see. Honestly, no hate on Asmongold. He's one of my favorite streamers. But what we see here right now is Asmongold trying to run over the enemies while driving this, you know, which is not even a M1 Abrams tank. It's not the main tank in Battlefield 6. If you ever saw Battlefield, you know that there's support tanks. So this is exactly what he's doing. He's trying to drive it into enemies while the enemies are just shooting at it. It would have probably been 10 times better if he just stuck outside and actually helped the teammates at that point. But he went full on head rush and got destroyed. The issue with these maps is, honestly, the maps are very small, so Asmongold didn't really have a chance to react. As soon as he started to drive into enemy territory, it created a big problem for him overall. He obviously said he's sick of the game. He just doesn't like how people are killing him constantly. So we're going to be checking his movements and what went wrong.
I hate being here. I hate being here, man. Damn, like, I never understand why the shotgun sometimes kills them, and other times it just doesn't do anything.
Obviously, Asmongold doesn't realize why these shots didn't go through. Just check the aim on this one. Of course, you have to be in super close range, and he was not happy with that. Obviously, yes, standing pro, that is the correct way. But as soon as he started moving, he lost the accuracy, as you can see in the middle. Soon as the enemy jumps, he tries shooting while the enemy is moving, already misses the second shot and gets destroyed here, unfortunately. So I feel like it's pretty fair.
Shit! It's so fast.
The issue right now with Call of Duty is that the aim that we are seeing is way too bad for shotguns. Obviously, shotguns have no advantage like they do in Call of Duty because the maps are still big enough compared to SMGs and assault rifles, which most people are using in the meta. I don't even remember the last time shotguns were a strong thing. He also wasn't really happy with this clip. For some example, he missed all the aim while standing up when these are literally marksman weapons. So it is not like World of Warcraft. And he did get a shot there, but he said it's really, really bad. It's a marksman. It's made for long range.
Shit!
This is where I honestly agree with Asmod Gold. The issue with this is that people have a way too fast time to kill. They can just make up their minds, spot an enemy, and that's it. But I guess that's how real life is as well. So it's not really that big of a problem. But once you get spotted, that's it. You're gone. And, you know, just look at that. Asmod Gold was sitting out in the open. Same scenario here. He's looking over. He's hiding behind a rock. But as soon as he shoots, bam, he's not hiding behind a rock. He's everywhere. He's out there. And this is what really caused him to die. Of course, there's rooftop campers.
This is that. Like, that's a, like... It's just... Oh, man, bro, like, I don't know what to do.
Again, Asmongold just isn't used to the recoil at this point. Look at how he shoots, panics, again, with a marksman rifle, and doesn't do anything specific. Bam, he got overshot here. And we also have this in Call of Duty at this point when you have no flinch resistance. So basically you're dead unless you have some sort of a perk in COD, which is very common. Soon after, he finished the game and he was just done with it. And this was his final statement.
Okay, all right. I've got to uninstall this game. I have to uninstall this game. I have to quit playing this game. I've got to quit. I have to quit. I have to quit this game. I played this shit for too long. It's gotta stop. I'm done. I'm so done. I am finished with this shit. Give me a minute. I'm leaving the menu, quitting. I'm done. Just get better? I won't get better. I know myself. I will not get better. It's a waste of time. Play Mega Bonk? I probably should play something. Like, I have to play games like that, bro. Like, I cannot play these, like, skill-based PvP games. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I tried to go back and do it another day and put another day into it and see if it gets any better. I'm uninstalling this shit. I'm never playing this fucking game again. Massive waste of time. Good game, though? Game's great. Game's great. No, the game's... It's a high-quality good game. But it makes me feel really bad to play the game because I feel like I'm just losing and I'm just awful, right? And like I don't want to feel that way. It's just not really my type of thing. Like it's not for me. Like any sort of like PvP game I just can't do. Like I can't play PvP games in general. If I don't do it, what ends up happening is that I will go back to it and play it again and make myself mad. And so like that's really what it is. And I feel like just I'm better off not doing that. Yeah, it's not worth the stress. Yeah. I feel I've always felt that way about myself, right? Is like the more that I do it, the more I get annoyed.
I have to say I do agree with Asmongold here. The issue with Battlefield 6, it is way too hard on launch. You remember when we played Warzone? It was very easy. There was no pro players. 5 years later, you got all these sweats in the lobbies trying to make a win like they're about to win $1 million. And this is what I noticed my first day in Battlefield 6 is a lot of people have already figured out the game from previous Battlefield or even Call of Duty shooters, and ended up destroying these public lobbies. And that's very, very noticeable. The TTK is very fast in my opinion, and it is not made for someone who has not played a first-person shooter, but it is a great game. I do like the mechanics. I feel like some things could be improved, such as, shotgun balancing. But the real issue is here, this pushes a foot forward for Battlefield. And Asmongold is having none of it, and not because of the game itself, but just because he's not used to this super competitive, shooter. If you don't shoot in 1 second, you will be killed, and he just uninstalled it at that point. He just didn't find it fun. Yeah, this time, it wasn't even the issues with hackers that Asmongold had. This time, it was an issue with his skill, which is totally fine. He's gonna play a different game and close this chapter for now. But I personally do love to see him stream. What do you guys personally think? Smash that like button, and huge shout out to Asmongold. Players get dominated by these hackers cheating in Battlefield 6.
And deplete their forces.
Battlefield 6 has been off to a very strong start, but if you haven't seen this, well, this is very fresh. Cheaters in Battlefield 6 have already become rampant, and it is becoming an issue. Why? Because in such games, even if you have a single cheater, it basically destroys the entire purpose of the match. And we are basically running Battlefield 6 on an honor system. We're running it, we're keeping the safe boot on. In Call of Duty, we're gaming the TPM on, and it seems like it isn't enough. It is a very disappointing factor I'm seeing right now. And this TPM is supposed to keep us safe, and the only safe factor is that Battlefield is $70, so if a cheater gets caught, that's it. It's over for him, right? He gets banned. Even Call of Duty made a big announcement, hey, we got rid of cheaters, but this is only the detected cheaters, right, at this point. So I'm having a big concern here, because Battlefield 6 Battle Royale is coming up, and Warzone has already set in stone. Even though it has way more players, they have a big problem, hackers. And, with Battlefield 6 being free to play Battle Royale, to attract new players, who's going to stop the cheaters? As soon as the cheaters, get banned, they could just use a new computer. They could use a different IP. They could change that. Now, with SafeBoot, if you guys didn't know what SafeBoot basically does, if you get banned, the cheater has to reset his motherboard. That's the big thing. But I'm sure some of these cheaters will find a solution or some sort of a workaround for this. Call of Duty is going to have the same issue where there was really a ton of hackers that, Activision had to respond and say, hey, we're banning most of the hackers. We ban everyone, and it's one of the best out there, of course, since they improved the anti-cheat system. But if you look at Warzone, it's obviously not resolved, right?
Multiplayer release that has released and had 0 cheaters. In fact, cheaters are so prevalent that they are literally coming within minutes of betas being out. It was less than 2 hours into the Call of Duty beta, and there was already massive amounts of cheaters inside of that game running around doing crazy shit. Now, here we are, less than 24 hours after the launch of Battlefield 6, and we're back in the same exact problem. There's cheaters everywhere. Anti-cheat should be able to pick up on somebody doing this.
Yes, Battlefield is actually taking first steps to ban these cheaters, but I feel like more precautions would deem necessary, especially auto bans. So what I'm talking about, if you see a tank player absolutely destroying you and killing and having 90 kills, and that wouldn't be possible at all, couldn't we have some sort of an auto ban at that point? Because that would be definitely amazing. But yeah, obviously it's a way bigger problem, and I'm making this video both for Battlefield 6 and Call of Duty. This is where we need to stand together. It only takes one cheater to really ruin a match. While cheaters are being detected left and right, both in Battlefield 6 and Call of Duty Black Ops 7, a lot of these cheaters are running underground, like, you know, and never getting caught at this point. And we're really at this point where we added so many preventative measures such as TPM and safe boot, enabling that, going through a hard process where a lot of people are scared that their computers will be bricked. And then we see a bunch of cheaters still in the game is really disappointing in my opinion.
Game. The difference is that PC cheaters are very blatant and obvious, like you saw in the intro clip and the clips that are playing right now on screen. And Cronus users hide and run around like cockroaches, pretending they're good at the video game when everybody can blatantly see that you are using one.
This is something that actually Battlefield 6 developer responded in a single day and banned all Chronos Zen cheaters, which is a great step forward. Obviously, it's way harder to ban the other cheaters. It is making a lot of sense in that regard.
Tank. This is why the Battlefield community fought so hard to get a server browser and custom servers back in Battlefield 2042, because at the end of the day, what's going to end up happening is the EA proper servers are going to be completely and overrun by hackers and cheaters and Cronus users, and then everybody's going to move into the custom servers where they can have actual moderation, and people like this Tank guy will immediately be banned. I know this to be true because I used to play a shit ton of Battlefield 4, and people would join the servers and they'd be cheating and they'd be removed immediately because the communities that make the servers genuinely want the servers to be better. It's just sickening that we're less than...
Fully agree with that. Couldn't we get like some interns to ban these cheaters and, you know, spectate matches? What I would like to see is sort of like a Overwatch system, but in a live version. So you would basically have people clock in day and night, and that would be an absolutely amazing thing since, you know, it wouldn't cost that much, at least for the first 2 or 3 months. I know Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5 now have a huge problem with cheaters. I had to leave every third game because they, you know, completely forgot about the anti-cheat, forgot about the game, and, you know, cheaters were obviously dominating and they just wouldn't get banned. And I'm really worried that this same scenario will happen for Battlefield 6 at this point. So it will be impossible to just control them. So wouldn't it be nice if we actually had some sort of an Overwatch system where interns would clock in and, you know, actively monitor and spectate these games as admins? That would be definitely something that the community would appreciate and it wouldn't be as expensive, because this is the same scenario why a lot of these games have died. You know, for example, Warzone probably lost a big player count where there was cheaters no matter what the company did, you know, Raven it was called. The only thing that can really stop cheaters at this point is the same amount of pressure that Fortnite does, for example. Whenever a cheater was caught in Fortnite, he was fully becoming the scapegoat and being sued, while in Call of Duty, you just get banned and make a new account for $30. In Battlefield, same story. You can now make Xbox Game Pass, make a new account, and that's it, or even play for free. And I find this very frustrating. I don't want these games to go away, and I hope the community remains. I will make another video on this, so subscribe for more content and smash that like button, guys. Hey everyone, just a quick update on Battlefield versus Call of Duty. Seems like Battlefield is actively gaining players, with the player count exceeding over 700,000. Smash that like button if you haven't already. But currently, it's stable at around 500,000 players, which is still amazing just a few days after release, about 4 days or so. Now, we do have another news about Call of Duty, which is coming. And a lot of people are saying that a lot of people will start playing Call of Duty instead of Battlefield 6. But personally, I feel like that right now, Call of Duty is under a lot of pressure. Recently, they released a new update about hackers in Battlefield. Battlefield 6 is reportedly banning players for using ChronoZen on both PS5 and PC, with users seeing ban messages in-game. The developers then also posted a warning telling users to not use it in Battlefield for now. So seems like PC using Zen with any of the 4 latest scripts to pause usage for now. Team is actively testing to understand what's causing the issue and is actively banning players at that point. But there is another one. Beta anti-cheat results are in, and Activision says Ricochet anti-cheat achieved the strongest beta results in Call of Duty history with the Black Ops 7 beta. 99% of gamers were cheat-free by the end of beta, which I don't think that's a really good sign in my opinion. That means that there was 1% of hackers in every single game in 100 games at this point. But it obviously means that this is detected once. I'm guessing the detection system is much better though. Medium to identify cheaters reduced to just under 3 matches, which is absolutely amazing. And it seems like, cheating is not really gone per se. But what is happening is more and more cheaters will have to adapt to using their own engines, especially for Call of Duty, or they might just give up. Now, there are a lot of undetected cheaters out there, but they're not nearly as much as, for example, in Warzone, where Warzone, they literally just bought accounts and they never got banned at that point. So I feel like streamer reviews are obviously very different, while a lot of Call of Duty YouTubers are jumping on the hype of Call of Duty Black Ops 7, including me. I do still think this hype will be short-lasted, but seeing 500,000 players after 4 days is definitely a good sign that Battlefield is heading toward a positive direction. I'm hoping what will happen in 1 month after Black Ops 6 releases, will most of these players switch back to Call of Duty and stop complaining. And of course, stay safe out there, because what's very obvious is that Battlefield 6, has an anti-cheat that is very strict and can obviously impact the system you're using for whatever reason, with users actually being banned in-game, and I'm guessing that will be reverted. So if you were banned in any shape or form, I also saw that same thing happening in Call of Duty Black Ops 7 beta, where people were getting reportedly shadow banned for playing the game, and they haven't even played, previous Black Ops. So I feel like that the anti-cheat still needs some adjustments, but it is miles beyond what we saw in Warzone and, for example, Battlefield 5. Smash that like button.